made me wanna celebrate. Now we in the game and I'm so busy from the pain. Looked at you like, dog, look where you came. I don't give a fuck about, man, yeah, change. And let your style and I need my change. DMV, I'm a of the year. Legging with my fears. Rapping, but I'm quiet when I'm near. Always plotting on the bitches and I'm plotting on my fears. We don't need no checks from the boys. We just need respect from the boys. We don't wanna fall in love by the force. So I just get the little re-drilling with the boys, yeah.
Fish. I say, Lord, be my savior when it come to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't save her. Say amen. Amen, amen, yeah. Amen. That boys and they can't win. Can't win. Check. Corner. We in it, we gonna. Corner. Tell it like my persona. Corner. Remember them was honest. We was the drive them hardest. Now we pull up in the farthest. Go up. Walking, show up, baby, hold up, go up, boy, don't touch, we flow up, yeah, I'm laughing to the bank, all new blue Benny Franks, pulled up on him in the tank, yeah, that guy just a rap guy, I'm so mad fly, he ain't, let me back, I gave me until I was going on Miami, they all cornballs, they can't stand me, I finesse, all them, I hear, get a plan. Postcode at my whoa, on the low, got strain on yo-yo. She post up a MCM and we like that JoJo. When we out and we see him, he always ask for photo. I say, Lord, be my savior when it come to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't save her. Say amen. Amen, yeah. That boys and they can't win. Check. Corner. We in it, we gonna. Corner. Tell it like my persona. Corner. Remember them was honest. We was the drive them hardest. Now we pull up in the farthest. Go up. Walking. Show up. Baby, hold up. Go up. Boy, don't touch. We flow up. She lucky. Cause she 5 mil cash in Kentucky. I walk up in demons, spend 10K just like it's nothing. I hang with the demons, they don't play by me, we cut. I was coolin', Atlanta, mixed the with the fan up. All them, I got Santa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. The Redskins would love nothing more than to finish out today's game with a second notch in that win column. It's the Cowboys going up against the Redskins. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. Their second-year QB leading them. It's the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year for 2017, Dak Prescott.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
First down, Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They go to Elliott again. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Elliott. And they pick up the 1st down there with a gain of 4.
What stands to reason to give Zeke the ball there? I mean, let's face it. Last year, led the league in 1st downs picked up.
Yeah, 91 of them, 19 more than 2nd place David Johnson.
You know, you can see the confidence that the team has in him touching the football. Offensive line wants to block even harder because of him.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And it's a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. A near turnover, but the offense recovers it. Now they'll try to regroup on 2nd. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach and incomplete. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead.
Throughout the game, we're going to track so many different statistics, but one is becoming increasingly in vogue: explosive runs of 20 yards or more, and we just saw one right there to open this game.
Now we'll see how the other team responds, because when you get a play like that against you this early in the game, you got to feel like your back's against the wall a little bit.
Yeah, the pressure now increases on you because your first thought is we have to answer right now.
On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Now this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Lee's got it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
He was trying to get it there to Vernon Davis, the tight end, and that'll bring up second down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
A look at the numbers from a week ago for Reed. 6 catches, 86 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
The numbers for Kelly a week ago. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week. Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Now Cousins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Here's Prescott. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now it's Crowder. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Second down and 4. Time running out here on the play clock. Cousins. Flush to his right. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Running right with Kelly. Kelly stripped. The ball is free, and the Cowboys have recovered. He's now lost fumbles in back-to-back weeks, and, of course, you remember last week's game, such a close affair. That hurt him.
Hurt him in a big way, and it is so key to take care of the ball because, remember, the team making the fewest mistakes usually wins the game, so you got to take care of the ball, lock it away, high and tight, as you often hear from running back coaches. 4 points of pressure, fingertips, forearm, biceps, sternum, or chest. Put it away.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Prescott finding his big receiver Bryant there for a Cowboy first down. Here's Perkins on first down. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On second down, Perkins. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, add that play to his resume, Real, because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Reminder, a couple of good games still to come. Later tonight, it's the Steelers on the road in Detroit taking on the Lions. Then Monday night, the costumes will be in full force in Kansas City, I'm sure, as on the day before Halloween, we'll see the Chiefs play host to their AFC West rivals, the Broncos.
And wasn't it just a couple years ago? Those two played at
looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The first down carry by Elliott. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
A second down throw for Prescott. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to bring up a third down. The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Prescott. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The rookie from Alabama, Jonathan Allen. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Stephen Paya with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grab.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. DeMarcus Lawrence. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are...
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Coming up at halftime, remember, we'll get you out to Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of this first half. That is, of course, unless you decide to skip him.
And for the record, We do not encourage that.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Second down, Prescott. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Trent Murphy coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. There's Rob Kelly now as he and the offense head back out. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try to loosen things up, get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Second down, Cousins. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Cousins. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. To throw, Cousins. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On second down, Cousins again. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Shifts by him. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And they're going to go soft on the corners. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So out now come the Redskins.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Cousins now on second down. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Cousins now to throw on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Lee. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
To the air again. It's Cousins. This is caught. It's Ryan Grant. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
That was second down throw for Cousins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a night.
And this is caught in the end zone. It's Dotson for the Redskins touchdown. Josh Doctson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to cut into that deficit.
That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
On second down, Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Prescott now on second down. Gets it to Bryce Butler, complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Prescott to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be fourth down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. And tough starting field position here. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at? And look out. I think he's going to go. And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards.
Really good recognition of the offensive line of the blitz. They picked it up, allowed for more time to throw the ball deep downfield, and a big-time completion.
Throw left side complete. It's Lee. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Marquise Lee, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Redskins have made this a 1-score game. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it's still... drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage. Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think? And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
He finds his man. That's Butler. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. A 20th carry here for Elliott. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just 2nd down, 9 yards to go. They give this to Elliott. Down right around the 25. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Prescott, he's got a man. It's Williams. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on first. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. Got some real estate inside the 30. Touchdown, Washington. Rob Kelly, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
He's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there's going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Prescott now. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it 3rd down. The Cowboys on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Butler. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up, loose football. And the Redskins scoop it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
A gain of 6 there on first. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the...
Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step in here in the 4th quarter. They'll give to Elliott. They find some open field here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he is leveled. Knocked down hard at the 41-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This one down to the 28, and that's all. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll run with Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Here comes Kirk Cousins now to lead his offense back out there. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another fourth-quarter comeback?
It's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Marquise Lee, the intended target, and it's second down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to fit.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Down to 7 seconds now. 6. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Dallas, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.